Good to be here. Thank you for inviting me. And I'm from down under. And just in case you didn't know I was from down under, I'm wearing my down under hat. It's got 4 holes in it now, but I love this hat. And every Australian worthy of the name has a hat like this. It's called an akubra. So, you know, Hugh Jackman has one, and Russell Crowe, and even Nicole Kidman, you know. So I feel in very good company when I start off by wearing this little singlet that is my, you know, we need a sort of a comfort thing that we can hang on to. All right. Iman, can you handle my comfort thing? You're not to take it home with you? All right. Thank you. Now, one of the things I learnt was that I had a wrong idea about thinking. I used to assume that we did our thinking up here between the bones of our skull, and then somehow our body sort of followed and trailed afterwards. But the fact is, we think with our whole body, that our neural pathways, our nervous system is all part of this one system that makes us up. So we think with our whole body. And I'd like you to continue the wonderful thinking you're doing. So would you all like to stand for me, please? Would you all stand? Okay, good. And now, because we think with our big toes and even with our bottoms, I want you to bang your bottom and wake up. All right, everybody, bang your bottom. You think with your bottom as much as anything else. Come on, everybody, bang your bottom. Wake yourself up. Very good. You've been sitting a long time. Thank you so much. Okay. As soon as I heard the word diversity, I immediately thought of people. That here, in this room, there is so much talent, such extraordinary stories that each one of you could give. And I reckon that if I was able to bring out of you your particular story and experience of life, and I got you to come around a great goal and be inspired by that goal, I believe we could change the world. That right there in you, as a human person, is an extraordinary gifted reality that we can come and express and share together for our own fulfillment and for the greater good of this wonderful world that we are privileged to be part of. It's people. Money is not the bottom line for the future. It's people. Any organisation, I believe, that's got a future, it's got a future in terms of the quality of the people who make it up. The people who've got to get the job done. So buildings, shareholders, money, all that stuff is secondary, I believe, for the future, to the people that make it up. And as I think of people, I'm not just thinking of people who come in through the front door with the talent they've got now, with that paper they've got from this distinguished college, and their story, but I'm thinking too of their potential. That what they actually bring through the front door is like the top of the iceberg, and there's a richness and a power inside them that's yet to come out. And if we could actually actualise the potential within us, it would be astonishing. This place would catch fire with energy and creativeness that would make a spectacular difference to our lives and the world around us, the potential that's in each one of us. So my premise is that the organisations of the future that are going to really be sustainable and be successful are companies that are going to actualise the potential of their people and bring it to flow into what their organisation is all about. Now, the interesting question is, how do you do that? And you interested in HR, of course, you are going to be the prime movers of it. You mightn't have that say at the board level that says, right, we're going to do that. or you may, some companies do invite their HR director, it's really alarming, to the broad boardroom to actually have a business decision say, but it's very rare. You, as HR people, have got to become people of influence. So you use your leadership and your qualities as an influencer to make that impact on the organisation, so that a new policy can be created that says our policy is to actualise the potential of our people. Now, what's the effect of that? Could I have 3 students to come out? 1, 2, 1, another one? I've got 1, please come out. Another one? Good. What about one of the girls this time? Oh, we must have inclusion. One of the girls? Do-do-do, who's coming out? Don't be shy, I won't bite you. Everything will be, you'll feel so safe. What are we going to do, fellas? Can you look really attractive and draw one of these girls out to stand up here with you? Is that possible? Come on out. Very nice. All right. Now, I'm going to ask you a very practical question. If I was your boss, how would you want me to relate to you so that you would be prepared to give of your best? Just give us thoughts that pop into your mind. Got the idea of the question? What sort of a boss would you need? What would you want him or her to be thinking about you and be handling you personally in relationship for you to say, wow, I'm going to give it my best. This is where I want to be. Can you all see the idea of it? Okay.
I think the boss who is good with listening skills, who empathizes with me, with my ideas.
Okay.
And I think who would also understand my family and my family needs.
Okay, now, if the boss is listening to you, what does that mean to you? What does it tell you about his thinking about you?
That we can have a concrete discussion and collectively, we can come up with the right idea and execution of that.
Good. What else would it mean? That's the results you could get from that kind of interaction. I think a gentleman wants to give you a speaker there. Now, what does it mean to have this quality of interaction? What would it mean to you?
That he respects me.
That he respects you. Got it.
Yeah, just to add on to that point of respect, I think it's very important for a boss not to come across as condescending, because many times what will happen is the boss will say, oh, I'm the boss, so you should just shut up and listen to me.
Yeah.
So that sort of an attitude will not work most of the time. So therefore, yes. I think the boss should not have this condescending, obnoxious sort of an approach. And I think if they can get rid of that, that will go a long way towards developing a mutual respect sort of relationship.
So what would you replace that with? That's what you don't want. What would you want instead? Oh, abracadabra. Right. Okay.
Should not come across as bossy.
Yeah.
Boss, yes, but not bossy.
What's the alternative to being bossy? Can you help me there? Because I want to handle you the right way. What's the opposite to being bossy? How would you want him to treat you instead?
As I said, condescending. Should not come across as condescending. So just acting normal, just relaxed, laid back. It should not make it very obvious that I am the boss, so you should listen to me.
Okay, good. So my interpretation of that is that instead of a boss having reports and units of work, create partners in the business. That each employee is actually a partner. And you see, the status that the boss has is terrifically important. Status is not something you're given. Okay, you've made a boss. That's just sort of a position of status, but status is something you do. It's actually a thing you do mentally. It's a state of mind. State of mind. So one of the things I try to get in advanced coaching skills for leaders, managers, is learn how to adjust your status and really treat people as equals to yourself. Yeah? And you see, linking that to self-esteem, it's very important to understand that our self-esteem is different from having confidence in our ability. That our self-esteem is based on the fact that we've got the DNA of a human being. that we are actually a human person. And that means that your esteem is based not on what you can achieve or how high your results are, wonderful and good as that is, and go for it, but basically it's you are a human person. And that's non-negotiable. That's a value you have that nobody has a right to try and take from you. And the little tiny born baby, like my cousin in Sydney when I was there 2 days ago, had this little baby born while I was there. That little baby girl has as much dignity as the Queen of England. And every employee has the same value. When I started to work for the News Corporation in London for Rupert Murdoch, one of my mentors, who's remained a terrific friend to me over all the years, he said, "John, the way to get on in this place is make friends with people in small places." And behind that is showing great respect for the lady who comes in to clean your office and empty the bags. The boys who deliver your mail, show them the same respect as I would show Mr. Rupert Murdoch. And that is an esteem for people that goes right underneath it. And of course that's a powerful thing, an amazing thing to communicate. Yeah. How would you like your boss to behave for you to bring out the best?
So in addition to what they said, I think he should understand me on the level that he should realize that yes, I have my strengths and I have my weaknesses as well. So when he knows that the allotted work is something which is my core competency, he should show confidence in me and allow me that independence to go ahead and do it. But at the same time, when he knows that you're giving me an opportunity which would be challenging for me, probably give me some sort of assistance or try to give me that chance to build on my skills so that at the end of the day we're in it together and it's not you being my boss or me being your subordinate, we're colleagues.
Would you all agree with that? Would you all like to be taken seriously as somebody who could add creative thought to what the company's about? That your ideas are valued and that you don't have to have the perfect idea before you speak. Now, I've been coaching high executives here where I've had the complaint from London or Seattle or somewhere or Hamburg saying, look, in an international conference, telephone conference, people in the other countries are all contributing with vigour and liveliness, but the Indian contingent in Bangalore or wherever is holding back. And I discovered as I coached that actually it's a fear of not getting it right. Partly that, not wanting to make a fool of yourself, But you see, we've all got to be ready to make a fool of ourselves if we're going to be creative. Einstein said that any idea that looks like, any idea that doesn't look insane when it's first put out has not got a future. So with creative thinking, we've got to have permission to make mistakes. You've got to be allowed to make mistakes within the paradigm of what we're doing. And that means that you are treasured not only for what you know now, but for your creativeness. You would like that, would you? Like to be involved, like your ideas to be brought in, yeah? Like that constant respect and esteem for you. And once that's communicated, it's okay for you to fail because that just becomes great feedback. And you could become a ferocious learner if you accepted everything that didn't quite work out as an opportunity to learn, an opportunity for feedback. So what I'm putting to everybody here is that there's a new way of relating to the people who work for you, valuing them, esteeming them, actualising their potential. You agree with that, would you? Okay, everybody else agree with that? Okay, thank you very much. Let's give him a hand. Good job, eh? Thank you very much here. It's a big challenge. It's a shift in thinking and perspective because the old way of, control and demand, pushing people towards what the company's about is no longer going to work. Especially, as was beautifully pointed out by the speakers today, the Y generation, you guys have a different way of thinking. I think I've got a slide on this. There we go. Oh, look, aren't they on the ball? Aren't they on the ball? It's like magic. Magic. Wonderful. Okay. So the importance of technology. Now, I'm really dumb at technology. I can work my phone. I actually got it on silent, you know, when I was requested to get it on silence. It's a bit hard for somebody touching on 74, you know, to actually get right with it. I've got a website that's been set up, but I'm not contributing enough to it. I have to learn to do that. Get some support and help for that. You guys would just find it so easy to do it. Now, that knowledge and that savvy is going to be brought right into the future of organisations. It's got its downside. You've got to learn to relate face to face really beautifully and powerfully. And then I'm saddened when I come across people of your age who are very, very nervous relating face to face. But if it's Facebook, hey, that's easy because you've got that distance. And you can sort of communicate without really, really engaging as two people in all honesty. So it's got its downside too, and one of the challenges is going to be to give people confidence to be themselves. Can you imagine walking in through those glass doors and having that feeling, wow, this is a great place to be because I can be myself. I can be my true self. And in that wonderful psychological space, you'll want to deliver of your best because the organisation will just set things up that way, allowing you to be your best and wanting you to deliver of your best. So this is a big shift in mindset from the old command and control. And it's going to require a different kind of leadership. Above all, a different kind of leadership. And that means transformation at a deeper level. And that's in my few years left now in India. I've been here 7 years, but I've been emphasising the importance of changing your mindset, the inner game of life. Lots of trainings are linear trainings. You know, they teach you more of what your mindset can cope with. But transformational training, which has been referred to earlier, is actually changing your mindset. You know the inner game of cricket? If you haven't got the right state of mind, the right backup of a bunch of beliefs that really empower you, you could have all the skill in the world of hitting the ball, but it just won't work. Tendulkar just had that, didn't he? He could get into the zone, and wow, when he was in the zone, then it falls off a bit, you know, as we all know, and Ricky Ponting and all the others, you know, we all have our days sort of thing. But that's where we can get into the peak experience because we're actually actualising our potential and transforming ourselves constantly from within. Now, I had 20 minutes to talk, and I'm very conscious of time. It's just one of those liabilities, if you like, that I bring from the Western perspective. So how long have I been talking now? Does anybody know? 15 minutes? I've got 5 minutes to go. All right. Miss, would you wave your hand energetically like, no. Oh, well, you'll do. Yes, you've got freer arms. You haven't got the sari bit. So just wave your hands energetically at me. Good practice, good. In 3 minutes' time, so I will land. Okay? Good. Okay. Now, it's you people who are going to make the difference. Tech-savvy, family-centric, meaning that your generation, you're not going to be workaholics. You're not going to base your esteem on the amount of work you do or the quality you achieve, although you will be striving to give of your best because you'll be creating organisations that will want you. You'll want to give of your best because you're right behind what the organisation's about. But you'll be looking for life balance. You'll be looking for quality life outside work. Whereas some of us in the older generation were very much looking on work as a thing that we had to settle for because that was expected of us, etc., etc. Team-oriented, working with others. You've got a natural ability to want to work together with other people. And finally, wanting feedback and guidance. You'll need feedback and guidance from mentors, etc., to bring out your best. What is happening, of course, is you're meeting your needs. Can we switch back to the need one? Okay, Maslow's brilliance actually brought these needs to our attention. And as a young person, when you're in work, you need to feel safe and secure. That's the first thing that the company's got to provide for you. Safety and security. Your job's not in danger. You will also find that you are getting enough friendship. You're being handled in such a way with quality relationship that that need will be largely met. It won't be fully met at work, and it's not meant to be. That's why, you know, young people hang around the mall on the Friday nights, on most Friday nights, not this Friday night for you, and wanting to find out, am I likeable? You know, with my mates and my friends, am I likeable? Is it possible I'm lovable? And so the social need, and then after a while you'll settle down with someone very special in your life, and you'll get that need fulfilled. And then, of course, the need for self-esteem. And first of all, when you come to work, you're going to want to make money, you'll want to be able to prove to other people that you're a success, and you'll get that need starting to be fulfilled. At the deeper level, self-esteem, as I said, is based on your DNA as a human person. And that's why even if you turned out to be a criminal, which you won't be, but you ended up in the Arthur Street jail, you'll be treated, hopefully, with dignity and respect, and you'll be shut away for some antisocial activity. But as a person, justice system set up because you are a human person. And you see, when things go wrong, it's never the person that's gone wrong, it's their way of thinking, it's their frames of reference, it's how they're holding things in their mind and their emotions that's got screwed up and is causing the harm. And ultimately is this ability to actualize your potential, to enjoy bringing out the best in yourself, experiencing that fulfillment. So after a while, after a number of years, you're going to get a real hunch on what you want your life to be. And if you can align your work with what you believe your life's about, then you're going to enjoy peak experience after peak experience. You're going to have such a level of fulfillment that you'll wake up in the morning and hardly wait to get to work, because it's such an expression of who you see yourself to be and want to be. And the saddest thing is to come to the end of life and to think, bloody hell, I didn't do what I really wanted to do. That is the saddest experience of all. So I beg you, keep searching for what kind of a person you want to be, what would be the most fulfilling thing. Dream your dreams, keep actualizing your potential, and somehow discover how wonderful and great your spirit, your human spirit is, and that you can have the rewarding life that you're created for, and of course make a big impact around that will change and develop the society that you live in. So, when I was a kid, back in Australia, in the outback, I went down fishing by the Warcool River, and I was only, say, 9 years old, and I put worms on the end of a hook, and there were redfin, nice fish out in the middle of the stream. But in Australia, these ancient rivers, a lot of gum trees fall in, and because gum is eucalyptus and oiled, the trees actually lay under the surface of the water. We call them snags, and they're under the water. And so for me, as I threw the line in, the hook kept getting caught in the gum trees under the water. I was getting very frustrated, and my brother rode up on a horse, my older brother, and he said, "Johnny, you're going about it the wrong way." And I thought, oh, big brother, smart ass, you know, whatever you say as a kid. And I said, "Well, how do I do it, Patty?" And he said, "Aim at the top of the trees on the other side of the river." So I said, "Oh God, that's a mad idea." But anyway, I put another worm on the hook, and I watched the trees on the other side of the river, and I flung the line out, and for the first time that morning, the line went right out into the middle of the river. And I've never forgotten that. Dream your dreams. Reach far beyond your immediate horizon. A world without boundaries for you. And the saying, of course, that I ultimately bring is, aim at the stars, and you might hit a streetlight. Thank you very much for listening. Pleasure to be here.